My husband and I had been married almost 3 years when our first child was born. I had miscarried prior to that, and that was a very trying and difficult season of life for us. And so there was joy, but yet even just a little bit of concern as this pregnancy took its course. And so, true to my personality, on our due date, we were in the hospital to deliver. You know, I always think I could just keep to the schedule like I'm in charge or something, in control. I've learned since then I'm not. But that's how it was then. There was a rude awakening that day that I just really didn't get to orchestrate everything. And in the process of that delivery, it was an excruciating, long delivery. And it was back labor because about 10 to 12 hours in the process, the doctor came in to tell my husband and I that we had a challenge, we had a problem. The baby was turned post-exterior. In other words, he was face up instead of face down. And so during the laboring process, he was just hitting the birth canal. He was too far in the birth canal for them to do a C-section, and so it became quite alarming and quite concerning. Many people went to prayer. And what happened and what transpired next in order for us to get out of that jam, to get out of that position, is that it took the hand of a skilled physician to turn that head of my son so that he could then follow through the process and delivery could take place. What needed to happen is that his head had to be aligned properly. And so often for you and I, in the process of following this journey as a believer in Jesus Christ, there are things that God needs to align our sight for. Sometimes we have our sights set on things that He has not called us to set our sights on. Sometimes we might not be able to engage in the vision that He has for us. He wants to take and turn our head and turn our sights so that we are able to see where He is guiding us, where He is leading us. He wants us aligned so that the birth can take place for the vision, the dream, the purpose that He has called each and every one of us to. And this is why I know that it's important that we have a continued repentance in our life. And it's this fact that a repentant heart allows for course correction instead of a collision. When you make the choice to live with a repentant heart and you ask God to help you keep your heart clean, it doesn't make us perfect. But we're very conscious of the fact our hands need to be clean, our heart needs to be pure. This allows for course correction in our life instead of a full-on collision. And I know this truth today that when we look at the kingdom of heaven, when Jesus said the kingdom of heaven is near, He's near. His presence is here. This is what He's saying. The kingdom of heaven has come. I'm near. And He's near to us today as well. And here are a few things that I believe the kingdom of heaven produces. First of all, it produces peace, not chaos. Now, please don't misunderstand. There will be situations and circumstances in our life where it will seem as though it's chaotic. But when we know who He is, and He is our light, and He is our power, He is our source, we can find peace in the midst of the storm. Kingdom produces light and not darkness. I want to live in His light. I don't like that foggy, dim view. I want the light of God that illuminates everything around me. There will be hope and not despair. There will be plenty and not lack. That doesn't mean you may never have financial struggles, financial challenges, but I promise you, He will be your provision. He has made that promise to us. There will be freedom and not bondage. That's the life I want to live. I want to live free. There will be confidence or security and not insecurity. This is what the kingdom of heaven produces. It's what we've chosen when we choose for the kingdom of heaven, the things that have eternal matters, things that have eternal value. When we choose for those things to become our lens of perspective, everything that is important to us changes. When we desire to put our time and our talent and our treasure into things that have a lasting value, you and I are able to make a great impact. We see the world differently. I want to see the kingdom of heaven around us, don't you? I want to see that what we're putting our effort towards is something that has lasting value.